Hi, Dyslexic Genius here. I'm back on the Edison Opera, and we're going to work and look at the L reproducer. And these are an airtight reproducer, and they fit in just like an Amberol A1. It's the same reproducer. So let's talk about it. First of all, I took it apart, and you can see why we rebuild our reproducers.
What is that?
Bugs.
Oh, original bugs.
And you come in here, and then right in here we have crappy material, and this is what's left of the rubbering. So we have to clean all this out, and I'll talk about this in a few minutes. But then we have a problem, and the problem is Uncle Bubba again. He does such bad work. You take a look at this screw, and you see how the slot used to be here, and this has been broken off, and then this one is widened out. Okay, so we have the other two
that go on that same.
and we have the same problem here. You can see how this is all beat up. And it slipped when I'm taking it out, but other than that, it was badly put together. And also,
So was somebody in here before you?
somebody was in here before me. And then we have this rust right here on the top. So I have to de-rust all this. And I hope I have to get this screw out without having to drill and tap this out. The other thing is, some of these, the weights are made out of pot metal, and you can see this. And you literally can kind of see the bubbling of it. There's this bubbling on the finish right here.
Yeah, I see that. Is that?
Yeah, that's pot metal.
Okay.
And the other thing is,
And there's nothing you can do about that?
no. You look at the diaphragm and I go, yes, everything's good. And I did my light test, but you see, do this here. You see this indention right here in the diaphragm?
No.
Right? Focus in at my screwdriver.
A dent.
You see that dent?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe the rubber gasket will fit over this, maybe it won't. But what I'm thinking is this indention happens a lot to people when they take reproducers apart. So what happened was they put in the retaining ring. And it's screwing down, and they take a screwdriver like this. Yes, you can do that. But you see how this one's, I'm pointing it toward the diaphragm. So if it slips out, it's going to jab into the diaphragm. And that's what happened to this. So this has to be replaced. For an opera, yeah, you want to replace that. If you're doing it the other way, then you will turn your screwdriver this way.
Away from the diaphragm.
Right, to take it apart. As I always say, 100 years ago, I built this. And this fits into the holes and lets you tighten it up like this. The other side works on orthophonics. Or anything else you have to take apart with a retaining ring. But that's what has to be done. Now the other thing is, we'll blow out a few bugs. You're gonna have to first, in the first video I talked about the knob on the side of the casting. I'm gonna show you that in a minute. And how it burrs this brass. So what we have to do before we even start the rebuild is we have to get it fitted in here. So this is hard to push in because there's a burr someplace. Let's undo the screw. And this screw here is the culprit. That screw mars the side. So what we're going to have to do, see, this is too tight. It should slide in smoothly, but in an airtight. So what you're going to have to do is take some 600 grit sandpaper, and you're going to go like this. So we have those burrs there, and we will rotate the see how I'm rotating the reproducer? I'm not going this way to make a flat spot. So I'll clean everything up and go around a few times. And then I will check it. The other thing is you'll get a little burr right here. This will get bulged up. So you just take your and you come back in. Now it's sliding in better. You see that before? So I have still a little bit more to go, but that's still too tight. This should have a floating surface. So if the hole is 1/2 inch, 0.0000, okay, this has to be 0.5000. So 1/2 inch would be 0.5000. This has to be 0.5000, or just a 1/10 of a millionth of an inch smaller. This slides in. You should be on operas, A1s. You don't want to be going, oh God, I got to get my reproducer in. No, we want to get this to fall into place, but be tight. And then we have to watch this knob. And then when it's tight, you just barely tighten that down. So now I have to go find some screws for the reproducer. And that's my tip for the day.